From the Simonis Aramuth Arena at the Sheraton Norfolk Waterside Hotel, Pat Fleming presents the 2022 International Open. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. The International is brought to you by ACCUSTATS, and it's sponsored by Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, and Aramuth, and we express our appreciation to those companies for their long support of this event. Okay, we are about to go to semifinal number 2. Wiktor Zielinski through to the finals to play the winner of this match later on for the championship. It's now my honor to introduce our 2 semifinalists. From Chinese Taipei, this gentleman's a world 9-ball champion and a world 10-ball champion, and that feat was accomplished in the same year. That's pretty unprecedented to just tell you what kind of power he possesses. He's sponsored by Zen Custom Cues, Rasson Tables, CPBA Cloth, and Co Tips. Ladies and gentlemen, Ko Pin Yi. Thanks very much. His opponent's from Scotland. He's a US Open 9-ball champion, and he's a 6-time member of Team Europe's Mosconi Cup and a former Mosconi Cup MVP. Sponsored by Perry Cues and by Rasson. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eagle Eye, Jayson Shaw. Good luck, gentlemen. Your official timekeeper's Dwayne Payne. Back up to the booth to the A-team, Mark Wilson, Double J. It's all yours.
Wiktor Zielinski is in tonight's final match and awaiting the winner between Eagle Eye, Jayson Shaw, and the Prince of Pool, Ko Pin Yi. I'm Mark Wilson, and today's best analyst, Jeremy Jones, is here too. Jeremy, any preliminary thoughts here?
Yeah, I was just actually kind of checking. They were discussing which cue ball they wanted to use, and it shouldn't matter, of course. It's just kind of funny they were discussing that. Should be a high-powered match. 2 guys that possess pretty much all the skills. I think the break's going to be not much of a problem for these guys. Of course, shots after the break, who knows? But I said it before the match started. I kind of see Ko as kind of like Asia's version of Albin Ocean. Really tidy with the cue ball, but not afraid to come with a big shot.
Here on the tail of the tape, I have Shaw listed as a little bit favored in the shot making, and I have Ko a little bit favored in the tactical play.
Yeah, and just as I said, the break shot wouldn't be a problem. Here we have a dry break. And a great opportunity with an easy 1-ball in the corner. Just think about this. We haven't seen many. We've seen shots after the break, but not many ducks. And this is kind of a duck to get started. Not much cue ball movement necessary. He's going to cheat it, try and come above the 2.
Shaw has that nice flowing cueing action, gets power seemingly effortlessly.
Yeah, it's a very athletic motion in my opinion, and he sure does like it near the water here in Norfolk. He's had a lot of success here in this room.
On this very table, there was a match where Ko Pin Yi had him 10-6 going to 11, and Shaw ran out the last 5 racks. And there were hard shots, too. It was really a fascinating match to observe.
Really delicate shot there coming across. You don't want to get too much into it. The side pocket is there, but if you lay off, you catch the 9, and who knows what happens. I think it just kind of comes 1 rail, maybe a soft second rail right here. Yeah, I like that. Nice shot.
Real nice shot. Relieved to not hit the point, of course.
Yeah, he'll pinch this a little. It's got to be short side, it looks like, unless he wants to flirt. I would just roam past the 7 to the top rail, playing a little bit short side on the 7, I think. That looks natural to me. Yeah, I kind of like that. And the good thing about that, when you're questioning, you'd like to be, just in case this happens, be on the side of the 7 where you can go forward towards the 8. Because that speed control, now he's falling straight. Imagine if he's on the other rail, shooting the 7 in the other pocket and straight, he's going away from the 8.
No, great point.
He's got to make a tester here, especially for the opening game. Kind of squeezed it home.
Jayson Shaw takes advantage of the dry break, leads the match 1-0. He's one of those type players that sometimes in the first stages of the match he'll miss a open ball or two that you don't totally expect, and then he clamps it down. So you really have to make hay early.
Yeah, I think Jason's realizing, though, and when you're so skilled and you've done it so many times, he kind of feels like he has that in his hip pocket to turn it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he realized the game is changing as far as that falling behind. That's going to cost you a lot of matches with the group he has to tangle with these days. It's almost like, kind of like the Chiefs were for a few years. They get down, but you just knew they were going to come back. They're just so high-powered.
Yeah. But as these matches get more hotly contested, that first game is just as valuable as the last game. So.
Absolutely. So, Co trails 1-0 after the dry break.
Playing the one ball on the side. He scored that. Cue ball stopped nicely in the middle of the pack. Got chipped down. 2 balls, not bad. Near the corner pocket.
No, that was a nice, huge kiss on the 3 there, because the 3 was going up to the side rail, and the cue ball was going to get froze on this end rail or near it. So that little bump on the 3 made this a very doable rack, or at least doable first shot. He's got some work, you can see. Come in between the 6 and 3, just kind of straight down at the 3 ball mark.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do anything extra here.
Yeah.
Now he can kind of have his way with it, however he wants to get on the 4.
Definitely wants an angle from above to be able to kind of stun draw across for the 5 in the lower right. So maybe I don't think much side spin, if any. That's perfect, I think. Really nice. He's so close to it, he can kind of kill the ball easily coming across as well.
Doesn't want to get right on the rail, but he did.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't pinch it a little more with a hair lower tip, or maybe catch that bounce off the second rail. But
definitely a missable ball here, especially if you try to do anything extra.
oh, what a stroke.
And what a good idea to not overdo it. Uh-oh. Definitely a missable ball here.
Yeah, the first rack was nothing easy besides the first couple shots. And another tough one here. And this is where I go look, because you don't want to dead roll the ball, right? How far up the side rail can I go and still have a reasonable cut on the 8?
Yeah.
Because you want to stay a little more aggressive with this, and 4 rails around to me looks maybe overly aggressive.
Right. Good point. He went 4 rails.
Yeah, what a shot.
How much fun must it be to just whap that ball in there just as confident as could be, hit the heart of the pocket.
But see where he's at now?
Yep.
He could have ran the ball rolling it as far as there and still had the cut, right?
Yeah.
But he likes securing the 7 the way he shot it.
Yep.
And you can't blame him.
High quality break and run out for a 2-game lead, 2-0. You almost had a different partner this match, Jeremy. While we were in intermission, just below us is Shaw. And she goes, Mark, broadcast, and she's so cute. And I go, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Then she started laughing like, no. I said, well, how about if you do the interview? No.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
She is.
I haven't ever heard anything but that soft voice from her.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure she's got a...
Oh, she was very shy about I was going to coerce her into
right.
doing this, like, oh, yeah. She's sweet as could be, and she's so cute.
Yeah, she's done wonders for the man leading 2-0, in my opinion.
We both know he used to be kind of a carousing, drinking, sometimes getting a fight kind of guy. Now he's a family man, and it's helped his pool game a ton.
Well, that's just being British, That's just part of being British.
Yeah, true that.
He's Scottish, of course, but yeah, I mean, it takes having that special support is something that is easily overlooked and shouldn't be, but is incredibly essential for these guys to keep having the success that they do. Make your man happy, make your athlete happy. They tend to play better.
And they have a little girl together.
Yeah, a girl and a boy. Oh, no, this has not started out well. Ooh, what's that ball hanging on to?
I don't know how that didn't fall. It hit both points.
Looks like about 40% of the cue ball's hanging over the rail there.
Oh, boy. This is a tough position play, too.
Yeah, he's got to just accept some distance, it looks like, on the 3 to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, has he got the angle where he may catch the 4 coming out off of one rail mark, or does he easily go by the 4 to the center?
Yeah, if you do, as long as you just don't settle on the 4 is going to open up enough that you get the 3. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's all get this ball down. Oh, great shot there.
Beauty.
His speed control is just stellar. I love that about his game. That just floats in there. There's never any panic or anxiety displayed in his stroke delivery. It's a real artist type of a way that he plays, both him and his brothers. Real fluid. You were talking about him throwing the cue through there, kind of like a Asian Albanosian.
Yeah, their games and all the way around. To me, very tidy with playing percentages on kick shots. Great cue ball patterns through the racks, maybe some of the best. And also one of the biggest things is kind of like a Nick Varner or Buddy Hall from years ago. When they finally do have to come with a shot, they usually do so, and they're not afraid to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
That's what people always talk about Albin's cue ball, which it is unbelievable. But if you look back at big moments and big shots, he's definitely got a handful that will be remembered.
A very pleasant and respectful kind of a guy, too. He's open and smiling, and I love that about him. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, and you can tell he's pretty comfortable getting on with it.
High quality break and run out there. 2-1 is the score. For everyone listening, I truly feel blessed and lucky to be able to sit next to you. And no, really. I mean, it's great. Your insights are spot on, and the energy's good, and the learning that comes about from this. And plus, I just love watching great pool.
Yeah, me too, and I feel the same, Mark. I've enjoyed it at the Derby when we've gotten to work, and certainly here in Virginia. I'm sure we'll do more come late January over there near Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be a little shorter ride for me.
Yeah, I might drive up there this year. We'll see. The weather's always a concern, it seems. But Coe, who just really broke the balls and now has had a run out. Shaw's had most of the time at the table so far, but only a 2-1 lead.
The 1 ball found the mark. Cue ball hit the 9 ball and then kind of trimmed down here to the back rail. The 3 balls kind of lined up. The 5 got real weird.
Yeah. I wonder if he plants them behind the 7 here. It's pretty easy. and you get the 3 up. If he can really weld them to the 7, you get the 3 up
Yeah.
there to where you might be able to open the 3-5 or the 5-8 if you get some kind of ball in hand. That's got to go. Okay,
Half
got there.
bad, though.
Well, look at the 9-6 covering some things up. So if he doesn't have the 2-rail escape here, he could be in real problems. Can he go 1, I guess? I guess there is room to go 1 rail. This is an important hit.
And likely going to dislodge the 5.
Yeah. Besides not making the hit because of the 5, I don't know if he puts a ton of power on this one.
Yeah.
Now, if he needs power to straighten the ball out to make the hit happen, he'll do so. But otherwise, I think it'll be more of a rolling ball.
Oh, wow.
Get some of that. And now he has the 2-rail angle to come at the 5-8 with the cue ball.
What a shot that was. Oh, my. I was wondering if he could straighten it out enough to make the hit, and he played it perfect. Didn't have to overhit it at all. Well, only someone that plays all day, every day, and has put their whole life into it makes shots like that. Now, to follow it up with this shot would be immense.
I don't think he really needs to draw this, really. It's more of a ricochet off the ball to get the line with the left English, kind of bouncing off the 4. Oh, he hit a little thick, so the speed may not be enough to open him. Oh, what a shot.
Goodness, what a shot. World-class pool.
But you see how he hit that with more of a high left, really
Yeah.
using the bounce off the 4 to gain the line and the side spin. A lot easier to control that if you can do it versus drawing off the ball.
There's so much feel that goes into that, and then your confidence to be accurate and then put it all together.
Yeah, and it's kind of like when we're first learning about kiss shots. Some kiss shots will draw off an object ball into the 9 instead of realizing we can kind of hit it with a high ball and just use more of a bounce off that object ball into the 9. And it actually becomes a more accurate way to play it. All right, this got a little funny, like he may have to accept a little bit more of a shot on the 7. Stun into the rail. He's just got to be careful with the 9. Oh, beauty. These guys are in stroke.
Yeah. Yeah, this is looking really good.
Which pretty much to me all year, he's, I think, been in position to win big events. He won a big event in Asia. Played great at the World Cup. I think they might have got to the finals, I think, of the World Cup, actually. With Spain taking them down.
Well, Jayson Shaw played a killer safety, but it wasn't good enough. Got to see a series of world-class shots. Our score is now tied at 2 games apiece. Oh, we're going to get a second look and the Predator instant replay of that great 2-cushion billiard onto the 5. Check this out. Great stroke there. Coming in with enough pace to get separation, pick up a shot, and allow him to complete the run out, tie the score. The shot before that was just as great.
Yeah, the 3. Kick on the 3. Nick Varner in the stands. Still loves it.
Oh, yeah. The Kentucky Colonel.
Yeah, I got to visit with him last night just for a few minutes, and I used to sit around and try to pick his brain all the time. And really, to be honest with you, I've always found him as one of the most witty guys,
Oh, yeah.
in the room.
We'll be driving down the
his
road.
humor.
And he starts trying to tell me a story, but he cracks himself up so much. I want to hear
I know.
it. He's laughing so hard. He is a
Yeah.
gem.
Yeah, some of the funniest memories. Oh, this cue ball's got to come clean somehow. I think it's gonna.
Oh.
Well, I mean, he's got to roll it in and take on a 3-8 maybe. I don't know, but could be worse. It could be right over the ball. I would probably have this
Wow.
removed, though.
Yeah, well, not much worse, but that's the dilemma with the template is that the deck settles in and kind of rock the ball back.
Yeah.
But the good news is it's completely fair for both players, and on balance, this is the best way.
Yeah, and sometimes it actually opens it up a little more, or maybe it comes
of
in on the
course.
side and works for you.
No, of
So-
course. Yeah, I'm just saying, but it does sometimes.
Right. Now, is
slow
he chipping
speed.
this and running? I would say he's going for it. Oh, he's chipping and running.
Oh,
he's
he
got to
hit
have
it
a good
pretty heavy.
speed.
He hit it pretty heavy.
Yeah. And I guess if the 3/8's a little more playable, maybe he considers the shot on the 2. Yeah, so anyways, with Nick Varner, he's going to try and come 3 rails natural with a high ball into the back of the 6. Maybe even a hair of inside. Go past the side. Like that.
Eagle eye not backing off.
Just like that into the 6. What a shot.
Boy.
And he's perfect, just to lightly stun towards the 4.
Look at the shots we've witnessed here so far.
Well, this rack's not over because the 6 is desperately trying to find a pocket, even though he's only on the 3 as of now. Well, Eagle Eye in the quarters probably had the least close match of all of them. It was Jonas Sudo he beat by a clip. I think it was 10-3. Most of the matches we saw in the quarters and in the final 16 were all very, highly competitive matches.
Hey, finish your thought on Nick Varner. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was going to wait till the rack was
okay.
over. I'll get back
Yeah.
to it. And
Okay.
but it's just funny. Nick, he's cracks you up all kinds of ways. But it's something when we roomed together one time, I'll never forget. But, all right, what do you do? The 6/8's not terrible. I mean, I think that's the way you got to go. I think, and the reason why is if you try to get backside and you say you overhit and you fall on the rail, you could trap yourself. Where there's no safety with the 8 hanging, you can't clip and run, you can't do anything.
Look at this. This is pure speed control he played.
Yeah, that's perfect, it looks like. And this one he can be a little aggressive with if he wants. He doesn't have to baby it. Yeah, shoot it like that. Just because it was laying so well.
Man, he's playing good.
Well, he's hit the pocket pretty clean so far, huh?
For sure, the purest shooter I've ever seen, Jayson Shaw. And he'll casually say, "Oh no, feller straighter shooter."
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've called a lot of their matches. It is not true,
Well,
but he doesn't mind either way. He knows what he can do. He's not here to try to prove anything to anybody. Great run out there.
yeah, to grab that lead back. So anyways, real quick, we were in Alicante, Spain at the World Championships in '99. And Nick and I were rooming together, and Nick he rose a little earlier than I did in the mornings, and
Yes.
so we had a balcony, but it would still be a little dark out because it was winter, and he's up at like 5:30 or 6 in the morning, and we're there early and jet lag and whatnot. And all I could see was the cherry of that cigarette lighting up as he took a drag. It was funny. I could just see a silhouette of his face whenever he took a drag off the cigarette, but. That was for about 8 or 9 days worth, and I loved it.
He is a power smoker back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right.
But just the, if I could have got a picture of just the cherry in the dark room and everything lighting up, it was perfect. And he went on to win that tournament, by the way. His only WPA World 9-Ball Championships, I believe. Champion.
Boy, you will not find someone to run out that rack very often that we just witnessed with Jayson Shaw. That is firepower supreme. One ball's down. He just needs a shot.
Yeah. See, like right there.
Right.
Template kind of helped the 2 escape a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm not
and maybe a
saying it
2-9
doesn't-
combo. He's going to look at it, I bet.
Well, I think he's going to play it.
He's got to hit it pretty thin. He can't hit it with follow. I think he'll have to draw that ball. Maybe not. I think with a high ball, to be honest with you, I think he goes around the 4 and 9, cutting the 2 is what I think. Because he's not going to baby it. He's going to have a little speed on it, so it'll bounce a little off the 2. I think so.
That's a scary shot right there. Then
Yeah, but that's what it looks like to me. Like
if he can warp it out around the 9, okay, and he's definitely pushed his tip down there on the rails where he thought it would go.
I think as long as he doesn't baby it too much. Of course, you can't warp it, but
I couldn't possibly pass up the 9. But I don't have the firepower that Jayson Shaw has either.
I didn't know he could hit it with a high ball and get to the end rail. Oh, he didn't. He drew it with inside. I see.
Great shot.
What a great shot.
Great shot. And safe. 4-2. What a fast-paced match we're seeing here. This is 1 ball, or 1 inning, 9 ball we're witnessing. Eagle Eye. Couldn't hardly be a more appropriate nickname.
Now, there's our National Billiard Academy rack track. 2 in a row to start from Shaw. Coe swung right back with 2 in a row himself, but then had a poor positional or a poor safety play in the 5th rack on the 2 when he got over the 9 after the break and hasn't shot since.
This has been a tremendous match thus far.
That cue ball is almost an identical kiss. Remember the one that hung so deep? Okay, cluster with the 4-7. Maybe the 4-7 combo goes. It looks like it does. But the 3's near, so he should manage something here. Kind of that in-between shot here. He'd like it to go a hair forward, but not really roll the ball doing so.
So you described it earlier when you said that stun ahead. You don't have to overpower it. The cue ball, just let it roll. So a sliding ball hit, the draw comes on comes off just before we get to the object ball, and then it just trickles forward an inch or 2.
Yeah, both these guys are in form. We saw Zielinski. Of course, we know Federer was in form, just didn't work out. But high-quality stuff here in Norfolk, Virginia. Could spin forward with inside, could draw it, could stun one rail. He's got all kinds of options here with the open center of the table.
Kind of the same thing now. He's got a pretty full hit on the object ball, so he is going to have to use some power.
It looks like to me I'd stun around the 6. I know that's crazy, right? But it looks like it's very doable. Oh, he could stun one rail. That was definitely the shot. He made that look easy.
Nice shot. I was down there talking to him right before the match. He opened up his case, put his cue together. And he got out a little tin that had about 5 or 6 pieces of master chalk, used master chalk at that he withdrew. So
Yeah, he likes the master. I like to use master. There's a bunch of good chalks out there, though. And now cuts it back to 4-3. Look at that, Shaw. He's got 4 digits next to his name.
Yeah.
Out of that and 1,000. 963 for Coe.
yeah, look at that.
Doesn't get any better.
963 is losing to 1,000 at this point. Shaw has 31 balls pocketed. Coe only 26. Only one error thus far.
And when you get shots after the break like these guys have gotten, you got to take advantage because that can change. And then anytime you got to roll out, you have a little of the worst of it.
Well, one ball's finding the mark with regularity. Yeah, this is ugly.
Yeah, but one shot, and it's going to be a hard one to pass up on. I believe the cross-side bank does go. Now, he may just bank this away and try and use the 3, maybe. Can he roll this and get him on the 3 mark? You know that shot? You kind of roll through the ball.
It's hard to tell from here because if the 2 ball lightly bumps the 3, you just give it away. It's hard to make yourself play it. If you do bank this cross side, you know what? You can play it with a speed that goes 2 times, and it denies you some positional control. But a lot of times if you miss this 2 ball short, it opens up just enough to go into the far side pocket.
Yeah, he's looking at a high ball on the cross side of some sort.
All right, he's got the pedal to the metal. He's not
out.
backing off.
Might end up on top of this.
He
Needs
deserves
a friendly
a light bump. He deserves a light bump.
He got it. He got it.
Eagle eye.
Well, he gets to shoot away from this, so fouling really isn't that big a deal. The tendency every now and again is to underhit this ball, believe it or not. Oh, he hit it sweet. He made sure he didn't underhit it.
This is pure joy to watch. Oh, he didn't quite get it all there, but I think he's okay.
Yeah, it's almost like he had a little worry there of some sort. I'm not sure what that would have been. It's kind of starting to feel like one of those matches, even though it's early, that like one mistake's going to dictate the match. We've had one from Coe is all that safety miss on the 2 ball when he was elevated over the 9.
Yeah. And even then, it was only barely a miss.
Yeah, it was difficult. Easy to underhit this on accident, believe it or not. All right, he got there. What a great out.
I know it. Well, he manufactured the second break and run out here in the set. 5-3 is our score. Blistering pace.
Yeah,
this
big
is
time.
It's like a fast break basketball or something here.
Yeah, they're running the 2-minute offense right here.
Boy, he rifled that cross-side bank. What a shot that was. And then to come around and get position. It was not easy to get position on the 3.
No, and what I like about the way he played it, even though it's something, again, when's the next time you're going to shoot that like that, going those odd 3 rails for position. But it made sense making the bank more natural. Top English with a half a tip of outside is the comfortable way the top players make that cross side. And so he just kind of went with it and hit it perfect.
Well, to get the velocity on the cue ball, it wasn't topspin because that takes away. It was a little bit closer to the center of the ball with that right. Good break. Two ball gets a handy kiss.
When's the last time you seen him lean towards one? It doesn't happen
Yeah.
very often. He wants it.
Well, when the other guy's playing 1,000, you absolutely need to get shots whenever possible.
Okay, very natural. No side spin needed. Actually, you actually want to stay away from side spin here. Only thing you can really do wrong is overhit this, making it run a little much. Just straight high. Oh, didn't expect that, Mark.
Well, they've both been cueing great, but he was a little unsettled on that, and it just seemed like the transition from backswing to foreswing got just a hint quicker.
I agree.
That type of shot will bring it out of you, too, when it's that off angle, elevated.
He caught that a little thicker than he definitely wanted more out of that cue ball. At least probably something like a foot's worth.
Yeah, well, Jason is not bothered by distance.
No, it's just the angle is a little more awkward is all. Sweet shot, though.
Instant recovery. Little inside spin, check it up.
Yeah, and it's like you talked about earlier. I think he just understands the moment has to be from the start. But once this freight train gets going, it really doesn't slow down much. Now, that doesn't mean Ko can't overcome it. But he's one of the few guys that once he hits that certain mark, you just don't. I've seen it in the Moscone where he had a bad day one or whatever, but then I watched a match and I went in there and told not all my teammates, but a few of them expect Jayson to be pretty pure from the rest of the way out. Oh. When he hits that settled mark.
You know, we've watched him for nearly a decade at this juncture and seen his development. He always had the super firepower, but now he's got a few more tools. And he always had a lot of confidence, too.
Yeah, you put that talent, though, with a little maturity and growing. Pretty tough to beat.
Eagle Eye bringing the pain, 6-3 in front.
Yeah, but I see guys win tournaments, you know, and like Filler's one of those guys. Once he hits that, Shane's one of those guys. Once he hits that certain mark, you're probably not going to see a mistake, really, no matter how they lay either.
It's a fairly rare day that you see 9 games go by and one player still at 1,000.
Yeah, and we're in the semifinals of the event.
The other guy's been doubled in the score, but playing 931. That's a testimonial to these guys' abilities. Playing 931, but losing. It's a race to 10 games in this set, a race to 13 in the finals. That will be later tonight.
You're all dropping down. He's going to get a look at the one. And we'll see. His safety play has been beautiful in this match so far. It's been not that much of it because he's just cleared the table, but the few safeties he has had to play, the touch has been really on point. This one's touchy here, though.
You're not kidding.
I might come all the way behind the 5. I know that sounds crazy, but I think the one would come 2 rails out in the middle-ish, kind of like. Is he looking at spinning this in with low outside? Going around, or kind of just side spin and going around the 7 to the back rail?
You know, as tough as that looks, he has had the pedal to the metal the entire way. So I don't know if he's backing off here or not.
Well, if he
Guess
doesn't,
not.
if he doesn't like a safety, yeah, I think he's going. Wow, what a hit. What a hit.
What a hit.
Just middle right English. That way you get the most out of the right English, right?
Oh, my goodness.
And he just, a couple things, didn't like the safety and went with his gut. I was going to say before the rack opened that if he sees paint, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You remember that old saying, just give me some paint on that, and I'm going. Okay, a little slow draw out of here. He can handle a little angle. That side of the table's very open to run the ball. All right, what do? You just stay above the 5 here to come one rail off the bottom rail for the 7?
I think he can do it. I don't think he has to run it very far. It was heavy enough that he could just pace it in there.
Yeah, I was saying, though, you keep it here to come to the backside of the 7
is
what I was talking about. Yeah, because the 7 doesn't pass the 8. I don't like the side myself. I don't mind the upper side, like running past the side one rail.
Yeah.
I think he's going to pull it like 3-4 rails.
We already saw him do it once.
Yeah.
Warp that thing around. That's what it looks like he's doing.
Kill off the end rail like this.
Look how good he's hit them.
Yeah, speed is perfect. Oh, my
goodness. Yeah, we're seeing something special here.
Well, we didn't get to watch his match last night, even though we have the best seat in the house. We were just busy. But I was kind of wondering, because Sudo's been playing great the entire tournament, and how he kind of ran away with that match at a 10-3 clip. Well, you can see why.
Yeah. It wasn't this spot on perfect, though.
What, hard? I would bet it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that was the understatement of the year. It was good, but it wasn't this good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks like
we're going to have a short player timeout and probably a good point to do it. 7-3. You kind of feel a little bit sad for Copenhagen. He's not getting any chance to play. Here's a chance to get another look at Jason's great cut shot from down table. Check this out.
Watch how much spins on that ball.
Super thin, kept his head very still through the delivery. Eagle eye. He's playing at 1,000 clip, but he's made some super hard shots to maintain that.
Yeah, for me to be at 1,000, I'd need some nice starters after the break. I'll tell you, not the kind he's had to bury.
Okay, everybody, we're back.
Kenny Schumann racking the balls. Copenhagen. I say it's sometimes too early, a must game, but you got to feel like this is a must game. It's a little later in the match, 7-3. You can see what Shaw's doing. I kind of really feel like he's going to break and run out. We'll see. Well, there went that. I don't know if the 6 ball doesn't look very shootable. That could actually help. Now, where do you roll out on this, Mark?
I don't know. Shaw's willing to take on anything.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a jump, really. I mean, if you roll out up the table trying to go behind the 6-9 or a piece of the 2, your speed control's so hard that you could leave him some type of free bank or a free shot of some sort. I might try and pocket the 4.
I get that.
Yeah, and try and take away an easy 3-4 combo, but that's not.
Yeah, it's not easy to do and get anything that's going to be difficult for Shaw.
I know he doesn't want to go down with a jump shot. I wouldn't want, but I can't surrender the cross-side bank to Shaw here.
The only way that you could possibly get Shaw to turn this down would be to hook him somewhere.
Yeah, looks like besides being on the rail,
he needs to get it off angle here.
Yeah, it ain't. Not saying that he's definitely not getting it back. Now Shaw may not shoot the he may not shoot the two ball, but he's definitely not going to give it up. He could play the 2 down by the and go behind the 6-9 with the cue ball, 2 up the table, but I think he's shooting really. Oh, first mistake.
I don't know. Yes.
First miss, let's say that.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, he's got to play a kiss shot, it looks like. 6 is awkward, though, I'll tell you. I'm not saying it's not makeable if you fall just barely behind it to the right of it, but I think you could easily foul or miss it. He's got a hard time getting in position here off this kiss shot.
Well, I think he's got to bank the 2 ball, 2 cushions up and back, because the cue ball's, he's able to play it.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be
okay. I thought it was fuller than that, but sadly.
He can play the kiss shot if he wants now on the 4. If you can hit rail first, the cue ball should escape. Now that we had this situation with who was it, Federer earlier?
Yeah.
Or he made them both, the bank and the kiss shot.
That's right. This might unlock the 6.
Yeah.
Well, it did unlock the 6. He's going to get a shot. Give him a shot.
And you notice the cue ball release, so that rail first was nice on the 4.
Very good. Even though he made it, though, his backswing transition was quick on that one, too.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And if you're a thrower of the cue, that's the one time you won't actually let the throw go because you get a little too quick with it because the throw's all about timing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I experienced that a lot. Big shot.
Pretty. Just everything just has to get just a hint off angle just to challenge you.
Yeah, and this is important because if he can't follow by the 5, he's got to draw over, and he's got to stay away from on the rail and straight in. That could really hurt. Ooh, caught that a little to the side rail.
Good job, and he didn't overpower it, so it didn't rattle and fall or hang. It would go on down.
I don't think he'll move the cue ball here. Just kind of maybe pinch it back a hair. Maybe 2-3 inches, an inch, maybe. Should use that second rail right before the side.
Yep, good call. Filters right in for position here. Ideal position.
Huge game from Ko Ping Yi.
Look at that. 747. Balls pocketed 57-36.
Yeah, the one error right there just happened with Shaw on the cross side bank. Only 2 for Ko. And they've both been on the 2 ball as well. It's going to be a common theme, actually, because the guys make the 1 in the side so much
Yeah.
that you're going to be rolling out on the 2. You're going to be attacking on tougher shots after the break on the 2. You can see Jayson there. From that angle, it's harder. That one's better, though. Left-hander, but a right-eye dominant. believe he does other things righty. Jayson. I think he plays golf right-handed. Oh man, look! Can't wait to take on this tight one ball. Look at the angle on this.
Whew.
And I'll tell you, if the three's any kind of funny, he may lay up for another cross-side bank on the three. Maybe.
He just got a little practice at that. Hit it just a smidgen short.
Yeah, and this is really close to straight in. Can't follow it in and make it. I don't think that's possible. But is he going to fluke it? Oh, my. Did he open up the pocket as well?
I don't think so, but I wouldn't swear to it.
His shot on the 7's not terrible. They're a little separated from each other, so you'd have to be confident shooting it. But it's not bad.
You didn't say he'd have to be confident shooting it, did you?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He is firepower supreme, and he's...
Yeah, but this one's kind of like not a straight shooting kind of shot, you know? This is a delicate kind of little hit off the three. I think he wants to keep attacking is what I think. The problem is I don't think he really follows much off the 7, and he may end up with a really thin cut on the 3 down the rail. We'll see. I think that's what his worry is. Not so much making it, but what has it really given me afterwards?
Now he's looking at the bank, and it looks like he'd have to use soft speed to allow it to open enough off this rail if he plays the bank.
He's ducking.
He's ducking. No? Yes.
What was that?
Yeah. He was kind of a...
Was he trying to go 2 rails?
No, he was... Yeah, 2 rails. What you were saying.
Yeah.
He was going to filter the 3 back up on the 7, overcut it a hair.
I think he kind of disregarded the 3 and just didn't hit his mark with the cue ball. I think he was trying to just float past the 6 and 8, never intended to go into him. I don't know. I'll have to ask him about that later. Of course, if he wins, I can ask a little sooner. If not, I can ask
Yeah.
next time we see each other.
It'd have to be immediately after this, or he'll have completely forgotten that circumstance.
Mm-hmm. Taking a lot of time here. The draw isn't that great. He'd like to go forward. I don't think the 4, maybe it passes the 7. Okay, trying to get across. This is going to get 50-ish mark.
Yeah. That's how pool is. It's so hard to get everything right. Now he's facing a far more difficult shot than he was anticipating. He does have an open pocket, however. Yeah, good commitment there.
Barely got enough, though. I'm right down the line of that, and he does have enough, but he's got to go right by the 9 ball with the cue ball.
I like the way he takes his time setting up on these.
I don't know if you could really see air between the cue ball and the 9 as it went by. It was so close. Gonna pinch it out a little bit as well, like that. Kind of cheat it.
Two balls away now from a 7-5 match. Gopini, classy run out there.
Yeah, 2 in a row for him. And now gets to break the balls in game number 13. He's actually taken a higher TPA than Jayson, believe it or not. Still going to 10 here in this second semifinal. 13 later in the finals. You're just joining us. I'm Jeremy Jones with Mark Wilson at the 2022 International 9-Ball Open.
Now, how about this venue? This Sheraton Waterside is just beautiful. I love watching the Navy
So comfortable
vessels.
as well, yeah.
All the sail, yeah, and then you come right down the elevator. You're here. It's just a great facility.
Yeah, for this time of the year, we caught a hair of rain a couple days, but not much. But it's been really nice weather. As a whole.
I had some of my friends come out from the Midwest, and they've enjoyed it. And I had a couple of my pool students come down from the East Coast telling them that it's going to be a great, exciting week. And I've just received a couple thank yous from guys that did come, so that's cool.
Yeah, Virginia Beach, 15 minutes away. All kinds of water things around.
Oh, well, the one ball hit the mark.
Yeah, the cue ball's coming up with the 2. That's usually a good sign. Eesh. Now he's got a little ticky safety behind the 7 that's hard to miss the number on that one, but he'd much rather be shooting. He can make this ball. If the 7 wasn't there, he probably does try to attack and with inside English and wrap the corner, trying to bring the cue ball a couple rails towards the 3. But I think now that the 7's there, he's got to play the safety, really. You're not going to cut him off a kick, most likely. It's got to really. Ooh, he may not. Wow, didn't expect that.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Well,
clearly, he misjudged it. I was really expecting him, to kind of arc it into the rail and drop it in there behind the 7. But I guess maybe to do that, he was fearful that he was going to hit too much 2-ball and move it over there by the pocket too much.
And give up the low rail to maybe a rail first. Or the top rail, to give up a rail first shot. I think he was trying to do his least amount of movement on the 2 and get the job done. It just fooled him.
And when you're playing someone that pockets balls like Jayson Shaw, it puts extra pressure on you to do extra good on the safety, and then it can compound on you, especially when you're behind in the score.
Yeah, he's building a little momentum, probably his only momentum of the match. Nice shot. Just getting by the pink. Jayson, I'll tell you, he feels the shot. Like what's going on with the shot, those little where I need to put the tip to make this shot that's awkward, not so awkward, and
right.
He just feels it really well. Oh, I thought he was going to drop down, but decided to come across. Probably a little more angle than the TV showed us.
I think Jayson 3 times been the Moscone Cup MVP. Is that correct?
I thought twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Okay, same as Skyler.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been. Has anyone ever been 3? Niels is 4. But
okay.
I don't know if there's a
bad.
3,
I see what you're saying.
Oh, he got a little straight here, so he may have to just draw his ball to the center of the table to take the cut on the 8. That's kind of what he was planning for as far as the cue ball position on the 8. Now, he may change.
I love watching him draw because it's just so easy.
Ooh.
Well, he didn't hit that.
Kind of punched it.
Oh, he's gonna
hooked.
Absolutely hate this. He's got the type of draw he could have got to the short side of the 8 if he wanted to.
And I wonder if that was because he was trying to get a little closer to the 8, try to cheat the angle on the 7 a little bit, or the no angle on the 7. Very surprising stroke from Jayson there. I don't see that very often.
Yeah, he knows he's got a curl around the 9 if he wants to just play it straight in. The other shot would be bank it. He doesn't want to bank it.
Well, without a lot of side spin, he catches a kiss. If he has to run the ball off of his right side of the 8, he's going to have to apply a little inside English to avoid colliding back with the 8.
Boy, this is a big rack, too.
Huge.
He's massing. Oh, he's playing the bank. What a shot. Wow.
And I don't blame him because the safety was tough.
Yeah. Now he's got to follow it up with a great shot here. Just uncanny accuracy, the likes of which I've never seen.
I just feel like, yeah, if he can cue the ball and he can see it, it's going down. Opening great shot on the 2 out of the pocket.
Right.
You know, there were 3 or 4 great shots in that rack.
Here's our Predator replay of that bank. Cue ball gets very close to scratching here. Look at that speed. Nicely played. And then the 9 ball was just as tough.
Yeah, it was like the opening shot on the 2 ball out of the pocket he made. That one was a tough shot whenever Ko missed the safety on the 2. That wasn't no cupcake either.
Right.
And 9 ball was very similar coming off the end rail. Whew, man, big time pool here on our last day of the International.
And what a critical time to play your best match, right? Semifinals.
Let me pull that card. I wish that was so easy to just do, right?
8-5 is our score.
But Shaw wants to make big shots.
Yeah.
You know, it's like.
Isn't that really, Nick Varner talks about that. He says on those big shots, you can't dread them or fear them. You got to look at it as opportunity. I wonder if I can make this ball from here. That would be cool, And
yeah.
It's a refreshing mindset that you don't hear very many players discuss.
I don't know if he can get at this 8. If he can't get at this 8, he's got to be the 8's got the problem. If he can't get at the 2, excuse me.
Yeah.
Because it was a duck cross-side bank there for a moment. He's trying to get the 2 all the way to the end rail. Really good. Really good.
How's it going? Introduces the 4 ball. It was a pretty small window to get behind to completely obstruct his view of the 2.
I think it was me and you earlier in the week when we had Shaw. It might have been the 10-footer, might have been 9 ball. I can't remember, but I told you that he reminds me of Rodney a lot with the odd safeties, meaning something that doesn't. This is pretty obvious, but not only picking it out, but executing it. Using your talent really, really well with the speed control. All right, he's got to come high a little bit with some spin. Dive between the 6 and the 9 with the cue ball. Almost the same thing there with the kick shot, though, Mark. As I saw a little bit of a quick transition there. That's why the side spin didn't take near as much, right?
Yeah, and I think the pressure of the guys not missing the ball, and you're trying to do even more, and it can quickly snowball on you.
Yeah, well, hate to take anything for granted, but hard to figure we're going to see a mistake in this rack from Eagle Eye.
Yeah, he makes some positional errors, but he recovers, so I guess it's not a positional error.
The thing that we don't recognize is he grew up with the English 8-ball, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so you get a little different perspectives, how they play the game. So how he looks at some things may not be exactly how we were brought up looking at them.
Right. And that was Melling, Carl Boyce, Darren Appleton, and Jayson Shaw. They all palled around together.
Yeah, that game's actually coming back a little stronger, I think. Nice stroke there, real clean to the pocket. And to the hill goes Jayson Shaw.
One game away from our berth into the finals.
Well, he's had a year that's been a different year for him, meaning he feels like he's playing great when he's had the opportunity, he's played great. But there's been some big events that he was shut out quickly. The Whirlpool Masters is one of them. Didn't go as far in the World Championships as he wanted. He took an early exit in the World Cup of Pool. It was decent at the U.S. Open, but not our normal year for Jayson Shaw as far as finishes.
Probably won Turning Stone 3 or 4 times. Right?
Yeah, however many times they had it this year, he probably won it. Yeah. Donnie Mills had a great finish there this year. I was pretty good, happy to see that from Donnie. Okay, it's 9-5, so Ko will break the balls.
Kind of a interesting thing. A few years ago, it was Karen Corr playing Jayson Shaw in the finals of Turning Stone after she defeated Earl Strickland in the semifinal match. That was really cool and great for our sport.
Well, I'll tell you, that lady there, she could beat any of them. And not just on any given day, like maybe 3 days a week.
Yeah.
So she could really play with the open table. Oh, cue ball's down low. The 7's going to be interfering direct access at the 2, and I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe jumps at this one. I mean, he's a professional at its best, so he's still trying to win, but I wouldn't doubt if he goes airborne.
I think it's just the right shot because you have to push out and deal with this guy. Are you going to get a better shot than this? The other thing is the Taiwanese players play jump shots fantastic across the board. So it's not like he's just trying to create a shot on the fly here or anything.
Wow, he almost drew it in that other pocket, kind of like Massey does with the finger. How he throws the ball down there, and then the spin whips it over.
I've never seen that. But I've seen him do it. I've never seen it done by anyone.
It kind of started to grab right there a little bit, huh?
Oh, yeah. Beautiful shot.
Okay, after making a big shot, you got to keep the focus.
Let's get another look at the Predator jump shot. Watch the cue ball, as Jeremy said, after it makes contact with the 2, as it arcs around the 8. Yeah, cool.
Just grabbed a little bit.
Oh, for sure, Ben.
Did you see his face when he walked away? I bet both those guys, of course.
Look at that nice stun position play with good speed control.
He's going to have to make a nice one here again, but I bet they're pretty funny guys.
Yeah.
Chinese Taipei, they speak Mandarin, I believe. I'm not sure, but maybe not. He's going to get a little more angle on this than maybe he wanted. He's going to have to play a little delicate shot. He can roll this, right, and use the 9.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
I don't think it roll. If you use the 9 rolling, I don't think it goes up table enough for the 7.
No, I thought you maybe could put a little more speed in it, and you still get it off the 9 up. But it looks like he's gonna. Now this shot here.
Yeah.
Touchy shot drawn off of it.
I think it's just the stun. Yeah, with just a little bit of overspin.
Oh,
doom.
Oh,
boy. He got the cue ball in the right place, but he forgot the 9.
Giving the crowd a little fun there. Good way to shake off a bad roll.
Yeah, he was laughing, but not really.
Yeah. He was giving us some entertainment right there is what it was. Good try. He's going to get him. How much of a bank is it? How much of a cut is there Not much cut. I got to believe he's going to bank at it, but there is quite a bit of cut, I think.
Yeah.
This is a funny little shot.
He does not figure to back off, though. Well, it is quite a bit of cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
you
a
want to
little worse.
reward if you're going to make it.
Here on the overhead, it looks different than from here in my perch. So, yeah, you can't just bank it and just hope. He wants to play a shot.
I think he shoots.
He did so with slow speed. That's not going to work.
Well, I don't know. The 9's a big ball, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he's got him blocked.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Coping is the favorite on the rail first. See, I don't know if he measured that correctly. When you measure that right there, you have to go bring your tip out to the contact point you want to hit. And he kind of just brought it to the ball. So if he goes off of the mark that he just showed me, I kind of feel like he shoots the 7 into the bottom rail.
Maybe that's what he was playing for, though.
Maybe. A lot of throw to spin it back. Oh, yeah,
No.
sweet. Hit it sweet. He's going to need the cue ball to check a little, and it did.
Wow. Great shot. Great shot. These guys are so good.
And it's going to be 9-6. It's definitely still in striking distance. Going to have to dodge a few of Eagle Eye's breaks, though.
This is so much fun to watch.
Yeah, their TPAs Shaw now at 962, 930 for Co. Definitely world class.
Here we get another look at that kick shot on the 7. Use some speed. Whatever system you used, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think he used the Jimmy Reed one. I think that's who developed that system and put it out there.
Yeah, as well as Eagle Eye has played in this set, most players would just wilt, but Copigny is fighting back. Oh boy,
yeah.
This is not good if you're a Copigny fan.
Yeah, really all about getting on the 2. The 3 has the side and the corner where the 1's at. The 4's over the other side. The 5's near. This is his first shot. Do you take a chance going by the 3 mark up the side rail? I mean, that's the most natural.
I kind of like rail first and attack the 3 with the cue ball.
Ooh, the 3 goes, though. Can't take a chance getting snookered, I don't think, but I think he just goes up the rail, trying not to hit anything.
Yep.
That's perfect. And he didn't even get behind it either. You know, if he goes a little farther, now he's got trouble holding for the 3, so he's in really, and that, I think he thought of that as well. That's how strong he's playing. You know, most of us would be like, man, what's the route to get there? And then we would forget we can't afford to go past it. I've done that a million times.
Yeah, I interviewed him last night, and he said, you know, it's the way Gorst is playing, and some of the other players, Filler, maybe you're just a little bit overlooked. And he goes, yeah, I hope they keep overlooking me. You know.
Who was that, Jason? You're talking about? Okay,
yeah. He's all good with it.
Well, the funny thing is he had some tip issues, too, the last couple of days. Had to make some switches. Had to play a match with a spare shaft he never hit a ball with because he got in a dilemma with his tip, but he's gotten that worked out, it seems. Beauty.
2 balls away now.
Yeah, he can just stop if he wants. He doesn't have to move it. And what is that, his 4th break and run or 5th maybe?
Not sure. I think I lost count here. I was getting excited, but total quality there, Jeremy.
That's right. This guy loves this place, and they love him.
Jayson Shaw, Minister of Accuracy, praying for a pool match. This has been an ACCUSTATS video presentation. Any rebroadcast or republication without ACCUSTATS express written permission is prohibited. Thank you for sharing your time, and so long for just a while.